Alright, Schlockmeister fans, a re-review from my previous channel. This one's Superstition. Let's check it out. Very superstition. Head in the microwave. Here's a couple in a car.
Real different kind of place.
In front of a spooky house.
I'm scared. I'm in about the house.
Nobody will interrupt us.
And then this happens. Obviously, it's somebody messing around because that did not look the least bit scary. So they take off, and then in the shadows we find out that it is somebody just playing a prank on them. Inside the house, there was two guys in on the prank. This is the guy inside the house. His name is Artie. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's the end of Artie. When his prank buddy goes in the house to look for Artie, he finds Artie's head in the microwave. This guy tries to climb out the window, and then the window goes up, and it doesn't stop. Kind of a Darth Maul thing going on here.
Property was left to the church ages ago, with the provision that sheriff descendants would have a place to live in perpetuity. They're not really caretakers, they just live here.
Over the last 300 years, there's been a lot of accidents at and around this house. There's another one.
My name is Mary.
Remember little girls from The Shining? Similar concept.
Not really. Not anymore. I'm visiting.
So they're fixing up the house, and they have no idea who this girl is. Watch that saw blade closely. There's a little elevator or dumbwaiter or something set up in the house too. People just dying left and right. So the guy moving in, he has two daughters. I think he's a reverend, by the way, a minister. And one of them was swimming in a little lake there and said something had her foot. I'm going to agree with her. Ouch. Later on, she gets visited by that strange Mary girl.
My name is Mary.
When did this violence begin?
Summer of 1692.
1692? We're talking almost 300 years ago.
Billy Jane plays his son. Got the dead Billy Jane. We get a flashback to 1692.
Who've been found guilty of heinous crimes against God and man.
So they're going to kill her, maybe with good reason. Looks like she was a witch.
True servant of evil. You will suffer. You will pray to your foe, but he cannot protect you.
Anyway, they've had enough of her. I guess that's how she got in the lake.
Befell the parish. Sheriff house burned. The county blacksmith sickened of fever and died. Mary Shire, the witch's accuser, drowned in Black Pond.
And the guy who was leading that charge against the witch. This is what happened to him, apparently 5 years after the events. He got squished. Accidents keep coming. guess I wouldn't call them accidents. And the bodies start piling up. Dad's trying to gather up the daughters. But the daughters don't have a lot of success. Neither does that guy. Daughter number 1. Daughter number 2. Anyway, he found this cross thing, which is the same cross that priest had 300 years ago. Then he decides to start the little lake on fire. That little girl Mary shows up, turns out she's the witch. Stabs her with that cross. Seems to be the end of her. But as he's about to leave, and this is how our movie ends. Alright, let's talk about this movie, Superstition. Now, this is one of those hidden gems movies that you find. I rented this and copied it back in the 80s. I don't think I knew anything about it, except it was in the video stores. I just rented it, copied it, and I actually watched this one at the time. A lot of the movies I watched, or I should say that I taped back then, I didn't really watch. The plan was to watch them later, although oftentimes I never did. But this one I actually watched, and I enjoyed it. And I thought, wow, that's a really cool movie. It's a cast of pretty much nobody that you know of. Billy Jane, I think, is the only person I really recognized. The other guy is James Houghton, but I don't know who that is. It's basically the story about this house. I guess it's a house. Looks almost, it's really big. But anyway, it has a bad history. In 1692, they burned a witch outside, and they basically dumped her in this pond in the backyard there. And she was a real witch, apparently, and she vowed revenge on anybody else who's, the guy's heirs going forward. And over the 300 years, there's been various accidents and things that have happened at this house that have been bad. Now we're in modern times, and I think this he's a minister, right? Something horrible, blah, 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 blah. Mills, blah, 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 blah. When an alcoholic minister, yeah, and his family decide to move in. Strange things start happening again. People start dying left and right. They're fixing up the house because I guess it's been abandoned for quite a while. And we don't really see the creature. We just see kind of like a claw that comes in. It's a claw, and it kills. One guy gets squished. Actually, that was the priest 300 years ago, but one guy gets hung. Another guy gets his head severed and put in a microwave where it explodes. That's a very cool scene, by the way. Ultimately, the minister, finds out the history of this place and figures out what he has to do, I guess. He finds this old cross, which apparently the priest or whatever used back in 1692. And he's going to use that, I guess, to try to kill the witch. But he hasn't really seen the witch, at least he doesn't think so. He's got 2 daughters. Both of them end up dying. One of them gets like a spike in the forehead. One of them didn't see how she died, but they found her dead in the car. Ultimately, there's this little girl. The witch is in the form of this little girl named Mary who keeps showing up saying, "Hi, my name is Mary." Well, the guy ends up burning the pond, puts some gasoline on it, burns it up, and Mary shows up. He stabs Mary with this cross. She's like, "You can't kill me, you can't kill me," and then she falls backwards into the water. We think she's dead. The last scene in the movie, though, she reaches up, grabs the minister, pulls him under, and that's how our movie ends. So anyway, that is Superstition. Again, I don't know where this movie came from. It came out in 1982. Looks like IMDb says it actually was released in 85, though. I think maybe it was direct-to-video. I don't know. This is one of the video nasties in the UK. In fact, the movie was so well received over there that after it was released on video, which is where it came from, they decided to put it in the theaters after the fact. So, but yeah, that's it. So anyway, it's got some decent gore in it. There's no nudity. I don't think there was anyway. No nudity. But it does have some good gore scenes. Like I said, that exploding head in the microwave is fantastic. But even the other kill scenes are pretty cool too. The girl who gets the spike in the forehead is nice. Just a lot of cool shit in this movie. It's like a cool little flick. One of these just kind of, like I said, a hidden gem. Put it that way. That's what this movie is. It's a quintessential hidden gem. Now, I have this on DVD from Anchor Bay. I do know that it's been released on a Blu-ray maybe in the last 5 years or so, maybe longer than that. I don't know, but it is out there. I kind of wish I had that one, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's out there. I will leave a link down below to one of the two. This is a movie you should definitely check out because it's a cool flick. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it and leave some comments down below. It's Superstition. Watch it. Bye.